Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Numbers with Nora. This is a math tutoring channel that helps you out with all your math tutoring needs and wants. For this specific video, we are practicing for the geometry final. In specific, it's going to be labeled the LCM2 S2 final study guide. And this is for geometry. Shout out again to one of my 2Ds who let me borrow her final for this video. All right. This is going to be the second video. The first video I did 7 through 10. This video I'm going to do 11 through 14. Okay. So let's start. So for number 11, choose the expression that can be used to determine the area of triangle WHY. All right. So first, let's kind of draw this out. We have a triangle, right? There's the height of the triangle, and we'll have this be W, and this one H, and this one Y. All right, and remember when we find height of a triangle, we do area equals 1/2 base times height. But for this one, we're going to be using trig. Okay, and so there is an easy way to do this. This comes from a statement. Basically, the triangle of an angle can be expressed using the length of two sides and the sine of the included angles. All right. So let's go over what that means. Right off the bat, we can cross off that A and C are going to be incorrect because this statement only uses sine. All right. So first thing I want to look at is sine of H. All right, let's label everything. The side opposite of my angle H is H. The side opposite of my angle Y, I'll label as little y. And the side opposite of my angle W, I'll label it little w. Okay, and that's all of this. So this one is saying sine of H, so that means sine of this given. And it's going to be multiplied by the two sides that I'm not using. See how H is across from here? All right, so it has to involve my Y and my W. In this case, it's doing it with this H. That's not supposed to be H. That's supposed to be Y. So B is incorrect too. So now let's look at D. So it's 1/2 the two sides that are not involving my angle that's given. Okay. So WY times sine of the side or the angle. Okay. So the answer for this one is going to be D. If you have questions on that, more questions on that, I'm going to do some more examples. And again, leave a comment if you have questions. All right, so let's look at 12. Choose an expression that can be used to determine the area of the triangle. Again, we're using that same kind of method when it comes to that statement. All right, so the first thing I want to do, make sure these are all signed. Yes, they are. And we're looking to determine the angle of the whole triangle, so this whole triangle. So I would sit there and say we're going to use beta. Okay, this right here. So let's sit there and look at these first, right? If I use beta and I look across from that, that means I can't use this Q, right? I have to use this R and F multiplied by each other times sine of my beta, right? So that's going to be right here, F times R times my sine of beta, and that includes my whole triangle. So the answer for this one's going to be D, right? Again, if you have questions on that, let me know. I can explain it way more in detail. So let's look at 13. Select two expressions that can be used to determine the area of HOW. So again, we're using that statement. All right. So let's see what we have. Again, we have to use sine. So we know A is not going to be one of our answers right off the bat. So let's look at sine of H. If I do sine of H, that means I can't multiply by this 12. I have to multiply by 5 and 14. Okay, it says select two expressions. So this one looks good. All right. Let's look at what else they're throwing at us. So this one, sine of W. That means I cannot use this 14. I have to multiply by 5 and 12. All right. So 5 and 12. I have the 5 right there, but I'm missing this one half. Half of 12 is going to be 6, so that one looks good as well. All right, and let's just check the last one just to make sure. A, 7 and 5, sine of O. So sine of O, I can't use this 5. I have to multiply the two sides that are not involved with the angle that they give me. Half of 14. That one does not look good because I can't use that 5, right? So if this was 12, it would be correct, but it's not. I can't use that 5. It should have been 12. So no. Okay. So that's that. Again, if you have any questions on 13, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. All right, 14. Choose the necessary transformations that show a circle given by the equation x minus 4 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 36 is similar to the given or is similar to the circle given by the equation x plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 81. So let's remember the parent function of a circle. The parent function of a circle is going to be f of x. Okay. And just in case this pops up again, equals x minus h. X minus h squared. Notice that minus is right there. And then plus y minus k squared. And that's going to be equal to r squared. That's our parent function, okay? And I can get rid of this f of x. We don't have to have that there. Having the two equals is kind of weird. We'll just leave it like that. All right, where r is our radius of our circle, okay? And remember x right here, this is my shift, how much I'm going to shift to the left or right. When I'm dealing with the x minus parentheses, this goes left and right. When I'm dealing the y minus k parentheses, I'm dealing with going up and down, okay? If you want more review on this one, I can do a review video on circles. Just leave a comment and I can do that, all right? So remember my h is going to shift left and right. My k is going to shift up and down. If this is a positive inside, we do the opposite and we go to the left. If it stays a negative, then that means we go right. Okay, you do opposite what's inside of your side, what's inside of your parentheses. So I want to sit there and map this onto this. So I want to get from 4 to positive 1, right? So that means 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. Just basically 4, -4 plus 1. It's going to be 5, okay? So since I'm going, let's see. Oops, wait. So I want to get to positive 1. Yep. So if I start from, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. Yeah, I'm moving 5. And then that is going to be 5 positive. Oops, 2 over 3. No, I'm going to be moving to the right. Yeah, because it's a negative right here, right? So we have to sit there and do the opposite. We're listening to these signs. Sorry, I got confused right there. So that's a positive, that's a negative. So we do the opposite. So we go right 5 times, okay? So we're not going left. Get rid of all those, okay? Because I'm listening to these signs, okay? Not these ones. All right, and 5, I just sit there and see how I got from -4 to positive 1. You can count that out, right? And I have to move 5 spaces to get from -4 to positive 1. So I cross out these ones because they're going in the wrong direction. All right, so let's keep on going. So 5 right, 5 right. These are all good. All right, Next, let's look at our up and down shift. All right, so this one I go from 2 to -4. Again, I'm listening to this sign, which means I'm going to go down. Okay, so I go from, how do I get from 2 to -4? So positive 2, positive 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I move 6 units and I do the opposite of in here, which means I go down. Okay, so I'm going to go down 6 units. All right. And then after that, we want to sit there and see our dilation. Dilation, or our scale factor of dilation, is just basically going to be, it's basically going to be our radius of our image divided by the radius of our pre-image, right? So from our start radius to over our end radius. All right. So remember, our radius is r squared. So we set it equal to our 36. To get rid of a square, you just square root both sides, right? When I square root both sides, I get 6. Okay. So all you have to do is square root it to find your radius. Square root of 81 is 9. So this will be 6/9. If I reduce that, I'm going to have a scale factor of 2/3. Over 3. Okay. Which we have right here. So that's our scale factor. All right. And so that's going to be our answer right there. Left. I kind of want to say it might be D, but we'll go with C for right now. It's just the sign changes in here are tripping me up. If you guys have a problem with 14, leave a comment, and I'll sit there and explain this one a little bit more. I might sit there and write out this one in the comments step by step what I did, because this one was like a little bit confusing with the signs. Okay. Yeah. And then I got to stop the video right there. All right. So if you guys have any questions or questions or need help, like I said, just hit me up and I will get back to you. Thanks.